Right, hello, welcome back to another video. So we've got a job for the thermal lamps today. So we've got this quick hitch off a digger that's come in. And this pin that goes through here for the jaw is seized in. So the customer's already had a go at getting it out. They've drilled in there, and then the other side they've drilled in as well. Tried knocking it out and they've got the bar stuck. It looks like they're giving it a bit of a warm up. But then they must have decided they were losing the battle, so they've brought it to me to sort out. So because they've already had a go at knocking it out and obviously it's not moved, I'm just going to go straight in with a thermal lance and try and blow the pin out. But I'm not that keen on little pins with a thermal lance because you can easy wander off. But yeah, we'll run a few rods through, see what happens. The only other thing I was thinking of doing is chopping down the side of there with a saw, reciprocating saw, and getting this bit out separate. And then I haven't got so much to blast through then, but then you've got to try and hold all that separate when it's not in here. So yeah, what I'm going to do first is try and blast through the whole lot. So it would be handy if I had like a big 200-ton press or something to, I could have pressed it out, but I haven't, so that's what we're going to do. Right, so we're about ready to... This is an arc air slice kit, it's called. So it's just a steel rod. And it blows oxygen down the inside of it. And the rod burns away and melts whatever you touch it against. And you just connect that up to your oxygen. And then just keep putting new rods into it. They don't last very long. I could do with some longer, bigger diameter ones really, but that's just what I've got. And you just strike that. There's a striker over there, I'll get that set up. You connect it to a battery, you just strike it on the striker, fires up, pull the trigger, and then you just push it in there and it melts the pin away. But it is pretty difficult to keep parallel with what with a pin. You can either end up going like that or like that, so it is quite a tricky job doing it without melting through the side of the pin. I've got it set up on its side. I was going to do it with it looking down over, but then I thought it's all going to blow straight back out at me. At least when it's on its side it can dribble out onto the floor. So I'll get all my protective gear on and then we'll have a go at it. Right, so I've got fairly well melted through it. I've run 3 rods. I think I've run 3 rods through there. I've got to the middle. It's not done that grease hole a lot of good, but you see it's blasting molten metal out of there. So what I'll do now, I think, is maybe chop that off and then try and blast back through this way, back to the middle. And then once you've got a hole all the way through, you can sort of keep melting bits away. Right, so I've got a hole blown all the way through to the middle now, from both sides. So what I'm going to do is tip it on its side, take it round to the water supply and run water through the pin, and then hopefully it'll shrink the pin, and then fingers crossed it'll knock out. Sometimes you have to take a bit more out, you know, a bit more of the pin out so it shrinks a bit more, but you know, plenty of heat in it, you can hear it. You can hear it cracking. Oh, clicking, whatever. So looking at that, I maybe haven't quite got enough out of it yet. I'll give it a few smacks with hammer, or hammer and punch, and see what happens. Trouble is I'm by myself, so I've got no one to hold the punch for me. Right, seeing as I have no one to hold the punch for me, I'm going to sacrifice one of these tine bushes. I'm just going to weld it around there a little bit, and that'll hold me pin, and give it some right big smacks. See if it'll move or not. You say if not, I might have to take a bit more out of it with a thermal lamp. So I'm putting the jack stand underneath it here, so I've got something to hit against, and then the energy is not just lost in the tines. So I think it's maybe moved a tiny bit, but not enough to keep going. It probably won't help that the end of this pin will probably be mushroomed over a little bit as well. But anyway, I think we'll gouge, or we'll thermal lance a bit more of the pin out. Yeah, so I maybe was a bit too optimistic trying to knock it out already. I'll have to melt some more out, I think. I've just had to go and get some more oxygen because I've run out of oxygen, and now it started raining, so sort of need to be outside, because if the molten metal lands on concrete, it like explodes the concrete, so I'll have to try and do it just out there. Right, so it is starting to move now. As you can see, it's just poking out through the bottom. Trouble is, I'm not really built for swinging sledgehammers. So, sort of my limitation at the moment is me being able to swing the hammer hard enough. Out now, but it's hard work hitting it. I've got a bigger pin in there now. Right, so it's gone a fair way. You can see it's gone that far. So I think what I'm going to do is turn it the other way up, chop that bit off, and then knock it back the other way. So then I'm knocking a clean bit of pin through rather than, well, you know, that bit could be, this end could be slightly mushroomed. So when I tipped it on its side and knocked the pin from the other side, this bit was moving in the gap, so obviously it's stuck in this bit and not in them bits. So I don't think I'm going to gain anything from knocking it back through the other way. So what I'm going to do is warm this bit up again, just put a bit more heat into it, and then just keep knocking it away. It's going slowly, but it's just hard work. Right, so I think I am going to have to run the lamps through it one more time. I can't get it to go any further than what it is now. So I'll try and melt a bit more out, and then hopefully it should come out then. Right, so that is it, finally out. You see it has burnt through the side a bit. You look down there, it's just nicked into that bit a little bit, but I don't think it'll bother it. Just I might have to drill and tap that grease hole out a little bit bigger. But anyway, yeah, that's out. So it's up to the customer now to put a new pin in and put it back together. So I think I'm just gonna grind them bits of weld round that I put on when I welded them supports on. I'll just grind them down and then make that do. That pin, it's been fairly well stuck in by the look of it. Yeah, it's difficult getting the hole all the way through. Once you've got a hole all the way through, you can sort of blow bits away, but just getting that initial hole through the middle without coming through the side is quite difficult, I find. Don't know how other people get on with them, but yeah, that's the pin anyway. So just to say, nicked a bit there, and then you can just see there it's just gone into the side a little bit, but it shouldn't bother it at all, shouldn't that? I've used 15 rods to do that job, which I don't think is too bad. So yeah, that's that job done. So hope you found it interesting watching. It's a pretty difficult job, well, mainly because I just didn't take enough out to start with the thermal lamps. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Also, before you go, I've got my cylinder head back for my tractor pulling engine. So if you're interested in seeing me rebuild that, let me know and I'll do a video on that, because I've got putting some different pistons in it. I've got these pistons to alter to lower the compression ratio. So there's a few jobs to do. Yeah, let me know if you're interested in that.